Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to be doing part 2 of this video where I'm going to show you how to achieve the top portion of this bag as well as the handles. Please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and let me know if you'd like to see anything else in the comments. Hi guys, so in the previous video I had completed this base for the bag that I'm about to do. I will leave a link in the cards above as well as in the description box below to part 1 of this video if you'd like some guidance on making this rectangular base. For this video, what we'll need in moving forward is, of course, we're gonna need our yarn. So this t-shirt yarn that I'll be using, along with a crochet marker, a needle, you'll need some scissors, and I've been using the 5.5 millimeter needle to make my stitches. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, because I closed out the round, you can start anywhere on the base. However, for me, I prefer to start 2 stitches from where I closed out the round. So I would have closed it out here. This would be the stitch. So I'm going to start in this stitch going all around. Now go ahead and wrap the yarn around your finger, and we're going to insert the needle not in under both these two that would form the stitch, but we're going to do it from the upper portion of the stitch, so only at the top. And we're just going to go ahead and hook or crochet hook to the working yarn, and we're going to pull up a loop, right? Now this part would act as the tail of the yarn, so go ahead and pull it forward. And this part that's running from the large yarn is our working yarn, so bring it to the top. And we're just going to go ahead and make a single crochet, and that would pretty much act as our first stitch. Now insert it from the top of the next stitch and pull up a loop, and we're just going to go ahead and pull the yarn through both loops, and this would form our second stitch. So let's do that all the way down. Remember to leave the tail of the yarn forward because we're going to yarn over it so that we can hide it. So here it is. I'm gonna hook it to the working yarn and pull up a loop covering that tail, and then we're just gonna hook it to the working yarn once more and pull it through both loops. I'm gonna do that a few more times. So you can see how the tail of the yarn is now completely hidden, and from the top of the stitch going all the way around, we're just going to do single crochets. So go ahead and continue that going all the way around, and I'll see you when we're back on this end. So this is how it looks on the other end, and I'm just going to go ahead and complete the last few single crochets. Okay, so we're right at the end. In this stitch we would have had our first single crochet, and in this stitch we have our last. Now let's go ahead and close out the round. Now to do that, go ahead and insert your needle in the stitch at the top, the first stitch, and pull through a loop. And then we're just going to go ahead and complete a single crochet. So hook it to the working yarn and pull it through the first loop, and then pull it through the second loop. And right here where the second loop is where we're going to go ahead and place our crochet marker. Now we're going to use this marker so that we'll be able to mark where the round starts and where it ends. If you don't use a marker, then you may get a little confused. So it's best that you use a marker to mark this stitch. Now going around for the next round and all the rounds that will follow, we're gonna go ahead and insert or hook under both loops. So before we only did it at the top, that was to allow the bag to get that bend going upwards, but going forward we're gonna insert the hook under both loops. So like that, we're gonna pull up a loop and complete a single crochet, and we're pretty much gonna be doing single crochets going all around. That is the pattern for the bag that I will be completing today. So go ahead and do that, going all around the base. And this will be our second round, so we've already done our first. This will be our second round. Go ahead and complete that going all around, and I'll see you when we're back at the crochet marker. So this is how it looks on the other end after completing the second round, and we can see how the stitches are already inclined to go upward. But let's go ahead and close out the second round, and this is how we're going to be closing out each of the rounds going upward. So remove your marker, and we're just going to make a single crochet on the stitch, and then right here we're going to go ahead and place back our marker so that we can mark where the stitch began. So we're just going to go ahead and do a few stitches to demonstrate. We're going to continue that single crochet pattern going around for the third round. I've done 3, and you pretty much complete that going all the way around, and once you're at the marker, you're just going to close it out as I've done previously. Now I intend to do 35 rounds for this bag, so I'll see you once we're at the 35th round. So this is how it looks after completing 35 rounds going upwards. Well, we're almost finished. We have a few stitches left right here. But let's go ahead and finish that up. So I'm gonna continue with my single crochet. Now, instead of doing a single crochet in this stitch, as you would have seen me done previously, I'm actually going to go ahead and close out the round. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to cut the yarn like we would have done for the base. So go ahead and cut it. It doesn't have to be that long. And you're not going to do a single crochet in this stitch, but where we have our marker, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the marker and insert our needle from the back and pull it through. Now, after you've pulled it through from the back, we're going to go ahead and use our needle. We're just going to go ahead and insert the tail of the yarn inside the needle. You'll need a large crochet needle for this so that the t-shirt yarn can fit. And then we're just going to stick it into the previous stitch from the top. And we're going to run it through that bump that falls right here. So let's do that again. We're going to stick it through the stitch at the top and insert it right through the bump at the back. So right here. And we're just going to pull that through. Right? And that's pretty much how we're going to close out the round. And let's just insert this back inside the needle. And we're just gonna go ahead and insert it into the stitches at the back to kind of hide the tail there of the yarn. And this also helps to keep the stitch fairly sturdy because we're about to make our handle for the bag. So you just want to do that all the way down. And you want to do that as far as you can go. At this point, it's good enough. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the yarn here. Right? So this is how the top of the bag will pretty much look. And we're gonna go ahead and make the handle. You've done your pattern in the exact same way as I have. Then at the top, you should have 92 stitches going all around the bag. And what I mean by if you've done the same pattern is if you had 25 chain stitches to start, and if you did 6 rounds for your base, as well as if you did 35 rounds for the bag going upwards. So I have 92 stitches going around. As you can see, I've already placed markers where I'm gonna put my handles. To explain, what I did was to start from the middle. So I folded the bag in half to locate where I would start on this side. including this stitch, I marked off 15 stitches. In the middle here, we have 16, 15 for this side and 15 for this side, which would be 30 in total. Then we have 16 for the middle and 15 on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and start crocheting so that you can see this as well, to see what I mean. So I'm going to keep the markers in just so that you can follow along. So again, wrap your yarn around your finger, insert your needle into the stitch and pull through a loop and complete your single crochet. Right? And we're just going to do single crochets up until the point that we're at the next marker. So you've done 1, this is 2, and remember to keep your tail forward to hide. So this is our 3rd. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you've done 15 stitches going all the way around as I just demonstrated. Now let's just go ahead and count the stitches that we skipped. So that would be, so this would be the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So as you see, we would have skipped 16 stitches. And while we're skipping that, go ahead and make 60 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3. So this is how it looks after you've completed 60 chain stitches, and we're just going to go ahead and attach that to where we have our marker. So insert your needle and pull up a loop and complete a single crochet. And now that would be the first. We're going to be doing 29 more single crochets. So it should be 30 on total on this end. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 29. And for the last one, we've done 30. So I'm gonna go ahead and make 60 more chain stitches going up, and I'll see you once again when we're on this side. So we've completed the 60 stitches on this end, and we're just gonna go ahead and close with a single crochet. And in the middle, once again, we would have skipped 16 stitches. And then we're gonna be doing single crochets going all around. So where we have our marker would be our first, that's our second, third, fourth, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is our 13th stitch. 14th, and our last stitch there where our 15th stitch would have been. And as you know, we did our first single crochet here. Now go ahead and remove your marker. So we have our first single crochet here, and this would be our last. So it's under this stitch that we'll be doing the first single crochet of the next round. So insert your needle and pull up a loop, and then we're going to pull it through both loops to join, and we're going to put our marker here, which is how we'll be able to identify where the next round starts. So to continue, we'll be doing a single crochet on each stitch, inclusive of inside each stitch for the handle. I'll demonstrate a few here. 2, 3. And I'll just pause here and continue at the handle to demonstrate there as well. So here we are at the handle, and as I said, we're going to be doing single crochets in each stitch. So pull through a loop and complete a single crochet. So complete that on the handle and do it on the other side as well, and go all around, and I'll see you when we're back here at this marker. So we've completed the handle, and this is how it looks on both ends. And we've completed our single crochet, and we're back at the first stitch. So let's go ahead and remove our marker, and we're just going to complete a single crochet here as well. And once you've completed the single crochet, go ahead and place your marker back on the stitch, and this will be the first stitch of the next round. And we're just going to go ahead and complete single crochets until we're at the handle. So here we are at the beginning of the handle where we have our first stitch, but instead of doing the single crochet here, we're going to be placing our needle under the handle, hooking it to the working yarn, and we're going to pull up a loop. Now, if your working yarn is turning a little bit, just hold it at the bottom because we want it to be fairly straight to cover the stitches going across. And then we're just going to complete or single crochet. And this gives the handle that nice finish. So let's do a few more. I'm going to go from the bottom, hook it to the working yarn and pull up a loop. Then we're just going to go ahead and reinsert the needle and complete that single crochet. Let's do a few more. And in total, we're going to be doing 60 of these. So each stitch would cover the amount of stitches we had for our handle. So I want you to go ahead and complete that going across. We've done 6, so you need to be doing 54 more to complete the handle on this side. And then once you're complete, we're going to do single crochets going around until we're at the next handle. And then we're going to repeat that process for the handle over here. Right? So fairly simple. I'll see you once you finish the handle over here. You're going to do your single crochets until you're at this point, and I'll see you when we're back here. Now, when completed, this is how it will look. Now on this end, we're just going to go ahead and close out the round. To do that, go ahead and do a single crochet here. This is where our marker is, which means that this is the stitch that we'll be skipping. So do one more single crochet and go ahead and cut your yarn. If you have a large yarn left, go ahead and cut it. And just pull that through. Now using our needle, we're going to go ahead and thread it. So place the tail of the yarn inside the needle. And we're going to go ahead and place it through the stitch where the marker is. And then insert it at the top as we've done before and place it through that bump in the back and just pull that down. And that's typically how we close out the round. Now go ahead and insert that needle in the stitches going down to tighten. Now I could leave it here, however, I want to make some additions to this bag. I'm gonna add a next color to the top, so I'm gonna add a color in yellow, and I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and do slip stitch. I'm gonna do a slip stitch going all the way around to finish. Now this is the yellow yarn that I'll be adding to the top of the bag. It's, as you can see, it's very pretty, and I think that it will give the bag, you know, some character. If you don't want to use another color yarn, that's also cool. You can go ahead and use the same color to do the finishing touches. I'm just going to be doing slip stitches going all around, so I'll just demonstrate how to do that right now. So where the crochet marker is, because we didn't take it out previously, let's go ahead and insert our needle, hook it to the working yarn, and pull through a loop. Now go ahead and complete a single crochet, and then we're going to do a slip stitch. So you have to yarn over the thread there at the back, the yarn at the back, to hide. So as you see, I've been placing the yarn under the working yarn while I do my crochets to hide. And we're just going to go ahead and do that going all across. So I'll see you when we're back here. So this is pretty much how it looks after you've done the slip stitch going all the way around the bag and all around both handles. And we're just going to go ahead and close as we normally would. Now insert this from the back and pull the yarn through. And we're going to thread the yarn. So this is the finished product. I will also be making a tassel for the bag as you saw in the beginning of this video. If you'd like to see how I made that tassel, then you can click on the card above. I'll also leave a link to in the description box below. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Please comment and let me know if you'd like to see me do anything else, and I'll just go ahead and add that content and give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Bye.